original design is for man to be with a woman. But I think at the end of the day is, what is the perspective of love, right? Because outside of sexuality, right? Before I became a Christian, I thought love was how much sex you could have with someone, or how intimate
I'm
you
about
can get with
to
someone. Right? It's not. It's not.
do a live stream.
Jesus is the example for love.
So I don't know if this automatically records or not. So maybe. All right, let me try to record with yeah. What's the name of that program I used to record?
Does it screen record? Epic Kato?
No.
Guapato?
What? Wondershare.
Oh.
I feel more.
That you're talking about that little thing. Epigato or something. Elgato.
Oh no.
Is anyone on your street?
Nah, not yet.
It's crazy how we built one neighborhood, and next thing you know, we have a whole city out there.
Right?
Out of nowhere.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute so I can get into this other account. All right, guys. Today I'm gonna be. Wait, I'm already in here. All right, so. This is my first screen sharing on YouTube and first time streaming on YouTube. We got 2 minutes to market opens, and I'm trying to go over like some insights as to what I do in order to trade, day trade. And this is what I'm going to call my To the Moon account. I uploaded like before I start. All right, what's up, people? Today, we're going to be going over some day trading techniques. And I'm going to use the platform called Thinkorswim. Going to share my screen here with you. Market's going to be open here in 2 minutes. And this is what I call a To the Moon account, which is an account where I can show you how you can literally turn $100 into 1.5 million in the course of 6 or 7 trades. And this is on any given 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, you can turn $100 literally into $1.5 million. It sounds crazy, but it is possible, but it's extremely high. Well, it's not high risk from your initial, go ahead and share my screen. It's not high risk from your initial investment of $100, but it's going to become high risk after the fact. I don't know why it's not sharing. All right, that is the open bell for the market. And I want to share with you guys here we go. What I'm going to be doing here. I don't think I'll be able to look at the chat. So if you're chatting about anything, I won't know. And I think you see my screen here. And how I generally do it, how I get started, is I check the hour before the market opens. And I'm usually trading QQQ, right? Just zoom in on our, clean up the screen a little bit here. Alrighty. I'm usually trading QQQ. And I'm looking at that first hour before the market opens. Let's see here. Now I use my phone and sharing your screen and audio. Okay. I don't know if I want to hide that or not because I want to be able to cut this thing off whenever I get ready. Anywho, 8:30 is around right here, right? And the low for this time period was 528.28. And the high was 532. So my range is 528 to 532 right there. Right. So now we just kind of watch. And on my phone, I got other indicators here, which are RSI. I'm going to set that up for you guys to be able to see as well. But I have RSI set up on my phone and the MACD. And how I choose my stocks is primarily based on what the RSI and MACD are doing. And right now they're dropping like crazy. So everybody knows the common knowledge of, hey, before 70 on the RSI. If it's at 70, it's overbought. If it's at 30, it's oversold. But that's very simplistic. And I'm sure if you've been trading long enough, you've tried that strategy and you see that it's super simplistic, right? Boom. All right. So we're at a level on the RSI that's looking pretty good to me. We're going below the zero line right now. And I'm looking for this next bar after this one right here. All right. We're going to see what this volume is doing on this next bar. We're below the zero line. And we also look for crossovers. So I'm looking for the volume on this 934 bar. See what it's going to do. All right, look like we're going up. We're going to ride up a little bit. $529 plus 5. So I'm thinking we'll get to like 530 and let me see, 530 and 31 cents before we get a real pullback. I think it's going to pop up. Let me zoom in a little bit more on it. I like the 1 minute charts on day trading. At 533 right there, that's what caught my attention. I'm looking for 530 and 31 cents, maybe even 25 cents. So we have to think about the psychological components of it. There's psychological numbers. So 530 is going to be a psychological point here. And the times 935, 940, 945, those are all psychological times you have to be aware of, have to stay aware of when you're trading. All right, we got some more. All right, our 529. $529 options. Calls look bad. Puts, where are we? Nothing's really doing anything right now. Let's see if the 528s, the the volume on the 528 puts if they did anything. No. Okay, everything is moving in very much slow motion right now. Yeah. So it's probably going to go sideways for a while. Consolidate until some activity starts popping off here. Put 36. That's right. Put 6. Oh. 34. Okay, it did do it. About 23 points. About 24. We just watch and wait at this point. Tones. Bless you.
Thank you.
Boom, boom, boom. Nope, still nothing happening. Let's see the 530s. Maybe they got some action. Nope. Very generic. Yeah, this is going to be for now anyway, it's a sideways and kind of choppy market. There's not a lot of volume, not enough volume for me to be interested either. If the rest of the market isn't interested, I'm not going to be interested. Gotta exercise some patience. I'm trading in this market. You see, like usually on most days, the market will be spiking up these first 30 minutes, spiking up or down the first 30 minutes. This is a very strange day for it to just be moving sideways. Now, sideways is a strong indication that something is going to pop in either direction. It's going to go very strong in either direction. But you got to stay on the sidelines until you have some type of confirmation of what direction it might go. So let's look at our charts. RSI is currently at 40, 43. MACD is below the zero line. So this is almost, you got to be counterintuitive. It's almost a bullish indication. Because we're below the zero line, and most of the times it runs out of negative momentum and it'll start to go up once it runs out of negative momentum. But it could continue on with some negative momentum. It's just really tricky right now. You just really have to wait for your indicators. Let's look at some more. $29 puts here. Let's see what people are leaning. They think it's bullish or bearish. This is probably a big money-making opportunity today, given the strange volume here. There's probably some type of expectation in the market. Also, contracts look kind of high. So there's some implied volatility going on. And that makes me think that market makers know something that we don't know already before they're pulling the trigger and selling a bunch of contracts. So they're keeping this price kind of steady. Because if they start allowing a lot of price fluctuations with the uncertainty that they have going on, they might find themselves in a bad place because they got to pay, they got to cover all those contracts. All right, we might have a little activity happening here. There's a little drop there, and it seemed like we got some serious volume coming through, more serious anyway. Let's go take a peek at the 528s. Puts, boom, close. We're getting close. Okay. All right, now we're getting ready for the buy, I think. We're close enough. I like it. And look at the chart. It's jumping too much. 528. All right, I like it right here. Let's go back to our stock chart. Look at the RSI. All right, I like it. Boom. I'm going to buy QQQ. If I can do it quickly. 0-day call. I'm just going to do one. Right there. Let's watch it. See what it does. We're at 527.55. I bought the 0-day call at what price did I pay for it? 1.89 cents, $1.89. And got to do a little bit more analysis on my chart here. $9.46. All right, 9.46. I was feeling froggy. I think we might catch a 529.50 is where I'm feeling like probably getting out of this. But I'll have to stay on top of my charts. All right, 529.50 is what I'm thinking. Right up here where you see this little resistance band is. So we started seeing the first resistance right there, 529.34. It's probably where we'll see some more, but it may even break through depending on the momentum. And on that one contract, I'm already up 25%. Alrighty. Let's see here. Watch these charts. This is a great place to be because we're still under the zero line. And we want to make it above the zero line. So it may even go higher than the 529.50. All right. Timed it up by that. What time did I? 529.50. $9.46. $9.47.
Good morning. Good morning.
9.46. $1.37. Oh, 9.45. So, 528. 27. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Now we're just looking for the crossover. Still up. Dropping back a little bit. But we're good. Looking for the MACD crossover to the upside. We're looking for 529.50. Then we'll start monitoring whether or not we stay in and get out. I'm close to a crossover. Just need one little pop up and we're good. One little pop up. Think it's coming. 28.50. Do it. We'll cross us over. Probably happen at 9:55. It's like gravity. It wants to get there. 28.50 is what we're looking for. Yep, we got it. It's the crossover right there. Now we're on our upward momentum. $28.77. 529.50 should be pretty easy. Still below the zero line. This is good. This is good. Oh, that's not so good. It's all good. Gonna bounce off that Fibonacci, I think, right here. No problem. Should. If it goes through that, we're in some trouble. Okay. Should bounce off. RSI is only at 42.35, so fell through that. It's falling through. It's not great, but we're still green. We're still up 10%. Now, if this would have been a big size, that still would have been an awesome win, but I only bought one contract for what was it, $189. It was not that big a deal. Yeah. 189 bought that contract for. I'm gonna go into, well, the good thing is we don't have any any crazy volumes happening since we made the trade in either direction. Well, that was nice. So we're coming up on a psychological time, which is 10 o'clock. And it's getting kind of squirrely around that. That's why we didn't hold our 528.50 there. But we're still up. We're still green. And that's the great thing about not putting so much capital in and creating an account like this, the to the moon accounts, because when they drop down, you don't get so anxious. $200 and it drops down $20. It's not going to hurt your, too much. But 20,000, it drops down $2,000. You might feel that a little bit. And so that's why it's a lot easier to manage these smaller accounts and let them grow. Get your experience in. In my 20th trade on this day trading strategy here, I'm at 70% win rate, which is pretty solid. I mean, if I got out right now, it'd be a win. I'd only win like 5%, but it'd still be a win. But I'm going to watch it. Going to stay into it because my data still tells me that everything looks fairly strong. We're below the zero line. The only issue here is that we're also below the 200 EMA. So that's not great. Because being below the 200 EMA is a bearish sign. But we're in a strong market right now. And being that I'm still below the MACD zero line, I still feel pretty good. And given that the RSI is like midway, it has a lot of room to go up to 60, maybe even 70. Given that we're in a very bullish market, I feel fine. See how I pop right back up to 528, 50 range right there. Because it got to get back up to the other side of that MACD. It doesn't have to, but generally it does. That's how momentum works. What goes up must come down. What goes down must go back up. Like a bouncing ball. Right? So now we're at 528.60. It blew through that point. And now it's gonna try to get through here. And then we're looking for this. 529.50 is above this Fibonacci retracement. So I think that might spike us on up here to 530. So we're crossed again below the zero line on the MACD. So the bullish indicator. We're at 10:01, which is there's not a psychological time. 10:05 will be, and we have 4 minutes to really blast through this Fibonacci right here, the Fibonacci line. We wanted to blast through that by 10:05. I think we got a good chance for that to happen. A little pullback. And you have to watch the price action too. Like how long is it taking for these trades to execute? And you can look at that through time and sales. If they're like very slowly ticking, going through, it's a bad sign. Like nobody's willing to buy. But if you got some pretty good order flow going through, consistent, it means it's probably gonna pop. MACD, we're on the 4th line. And we're still below the zero line. We're on the fourth line of the histogram. RSI is only at 47. Oh, yeah, I feel good about this. So there was a lot of volume for the 531 puts. Market makers are generally trying to take those guys out. So they done made some money at this point. When did they do that? 49. Well, they didn't really make anything so far. So we can hover around that. But they're definitely not going to make anything if it goes up to 530, 31. $527 calls. Those people made some money, are making a little money right now. That's us. That was heavy volume, but we were in a good space, so we can feel comfortable about possibly staying green on this. All right, we're approaching that. We got close to 529. It's 10:05. We're at 528.76. It's only a quarter away. We may even get there. We're getting there. 528.91. 10 more cent. Give that 10 more cent. Boom. It's 10:06. So all the psychological stuff is gone with that. And there's no around having to meet that milestone. So it may pull back a little bit. We want 4% again. I really hate to lose that, but this might be like 100% day. 24%. It's only put me at like $50, $189 contract. But with a to the moon account, we're trying to take this thing to the moon. And $50 is not going to get you there. It's going to get you up the street. Little pullback right there. Let me look at these charts, see where we are. All right. 49 on the RSI. We're still crossed over. Don't really like how it's moving. The price action is kind of weak. So that 529.50 might might be the sale point. If we don't see a big jump here sometime soon, you need like an engulfing candle to come through for me to feel better about it going beyond the 529.50. And who knows, that 529 may have been the high point here. But there's no crazy volume going on, so it's kind of hard to read, just like it was from the opening. I feel like the market is waiting on something. Market makers are waiting on something that we are not quite privy to. Really do. All right. Now we're no longer green. We're down like $5. Could be a temporary retracement. It might be that elephant candle or engulfing candle, as it's called, to the wrong direction coming up. We'll watch and see. Let me check out Stop Twit, see what those guys are talking about over there. Well, the sentiment is bearish. Macro Beat over there on Stop Twit says, all of Trump's crooks and insiders fooled you. They hedged in pre-market at an almost impossible high. Screw these people. I'm bearish. That's what he says. Skitty5 says, look at the death plummet. Lights out. Buckle up. All right, so there's a lot of bearish sentiment going on here. All right, where are my bulls at? If the call is real and it was positive, market will rocket until afternoon. What call? Okay, so apparently there must have been a call. Trump probably said he's going to call China or something like that. And people, that's why it was moving sideways. People were looking for the results of that call before they made a move. So this is a real, what do you call it? A real lotto play here today. So if some news pops out, some positive news comes out, it is going to rocket. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily too positive of news, just as long as it's not like some kind of crazy thing saying, hey, we're not going to do any deal with China. We're good. It'll rock it up. See where we are as far as our We're up 12%. I don't want to let this thing go before. Okay, 10:15 approaching. That is another emotional time. And our emotional price would be 528 versus 528.50. It looks like it's pulling toward the 528 so far. We're at 528.21. Boom, we just crossed over to 26. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling toward 528. And sometimes you can get those engulfings along these emotional times, and it shoots through it because people are like, yeah, forget about this. I can't handle the pressure. I can't handle it. 10:14, right there in the middle. Boom, we lost the middle. We lost the middle even more. It's back and forth. It's like at the auction house. Uh-oh, right there about 528. 528 is probably going to win this 10:15 emotional point. Because we've been hovering around it much more than even 528.25. Yep, it's going to win that. Okay. We're at 10:15. All right, we got some green coming through. People just don't know what to do. They're waiting on this this call, this Trump call. They're waiting on it.
Anyone join?
I don't know. I can't see.
No, you can't see.
Oh, yeah, nobody's on there.
No one's on.
Not that I know of. Let me check. No, nobody's here.
Is there like a way that you can check?
Yeah, there's a window right here that shows like people on there. They gave me a thumbs up or not. See right there.
Mm.
And then go back to these charts. 528.21.
Why are you?
To show other people what I'm doing and show myself, so I can go back through.
Just show them what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want them to know what you're doing?
Just teach others. I'm a teacher by heart, by nature.
Sound like a Tekken character. Teacher by heart, and I'm gonna teach you that.
All right, and team.
So that we were talking to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, talking to whoever's gonna watch it later. That's not good. Down $6.
Your stocks aren't doing well.
It's up and downs. It's not like I wanted to do. It's down $6 right now. It was up as high as 44. 25% of 189. We're still below the zero line. I feel pretty good. This is about where my purchase price is. So I'm down $3. Looking for it to go up to, well, I'm up $2. I'm looking for 529.50. apparently Trump has some call probably with China that he said he's making a call to China, and people are waiting on that call to see what were the results. And I got a feeling he's going to come back and say, "Hey, we made a deal," even if he did. And if he does that, the stock market is going to go crazy.
He probably will.
Yeah, we made a deal, and then later they went back on the deal. So they didn't honor the deal. I'm a great negotiator. All right, getting a little momentum here. Bada boom, bada bing.
So when is this call gonna start?
What's it called?
Who's call?
Oh, yeah, I think it was already supposed to be started. I think they're supposed to be talking probably now. That's probably what's going on. Okay, we're getting some momentum. Maybe he's gotten off the call.
Imagine if your calls were that important.
Yeah.
Imagine if every time you called somebody, the market would get crazy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we see any news on it. The one that it is a crazy damage in for the Saudis and UAE. This is.
So it looks like obviously from what you're saying, you're calling, right?
Huh?
Looks like obviously from what you're saying, you're calling, right?
I'm calling.
Yeah, you're calling the stop.
I don't know what that means.
And that's when you want it to go up.
Oh yeah, I bought a call. Yeah. All right, we got some momentum, some upward momentum going on here. $528.41 at present.
How's it going now?
It's going up a little. This is kind of how it used to be when I used to go to auto auctions.
You were reading like graphs and stuff?
No, you're standing in like a bay, a car, like a garage, and cars are driving through the garage, and like 50 people on one side and 50 people on that side, and the guy is just and people raise their hand. All right, 528.67. Look like we get some action. Who supported 595? What they doing? Just can't break it, but not before. All right, approaching 529.
Has anyone joined yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Did we do 2907? What is that? No. All right, I'm up 17%.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting out of this thing. All right, that's it. So on the computer, you can't really tell, but on my phone, it shows like this is an engulfing candle. It's funny how the different displays give like different information. And this one is starting to look like an engulfing. Okay, we got past the. All right, got right past the 29. I'm up 34% right now. Let me check the volume on these bad boys. Is there anything going on? Still nothing. All right, that's looking good. Up 35%. I want to hit that 50 before I get out of here. Hope I'm not being greedy. All right, we're at 27. All right. 28. All right, we're getting above the zero. All right, there we go. Boom. I'm at 50% win on that one. If it drops below the 50, I'm getting out. Gonna hold it. Drops below the 50. We skedaddle. I want to look at that. The RSI real quick. Before I make the decision on it. All right, RSI is up there. We can do 530. Yeah, we can do 530. We're at 48% win right now. Come on, let's pump it up. 1030, we're looking for 530. $73. Got great momentum going. I'm up 50%. All right, we're looking for that 530. I'm up 52%. We're at 88. Yeah, I'm taking this win today. 52%. Almost 53%. Yeah, 53. Did we hit 530 yet? No. All right, it's struggling at 530. I think I'm going to close it out. We retrace anymore. I'm closing out. If I get low 529.50, I'm closing. At 1030 is a psychological point. We might be able to do it. Do one last pump before we close out. 29. Yep, I was trying to do it. Trying to get there. That doesn't look good. We should do 530 though. Yeah, it's 1029. We should actually do 530 pretty easily. Yeah. 52%. Yeah, we'll do 530 by 1030. We hit 75. I'm gonna close it out. 0.75 is what I made. 75 cents. It's 530 is a struggle. All right, we're at 1030. Let's do it. Five more cents, baby. It ain't doing it. Hit 75 and I'm out. All right, I'm closing it. Boom, close it. Send it. Alrighty. There's another successful day. Made like 50% gain on that one. And just like I thought, it was dropping. And it'll probably drop for the rest of the day unless Trump does a call. We've made our money. We've in and out of the market. It's tanking like I expected. And that's it. That's how you read the charts, people. Now, if I would have had 1,000 invested instead of the 200, right? That would have been $500 instead of 100. If I'd have had 10,000 invested instead of what I did, that would have been $5,000. 20,000 would have been 10,000. 100,000 would have been 50,000. You get the idea. But you got to be okay with losing all of that. You see how this is dropping after I made that sell? It's a done deal. Did great. It's dropping like crazy. Dropped it right at the correct time. Just in time, you know. Yeah, it worked out beautifully. So it'll probably drop down another $2 or so. That's what I'm looking for. But I'm out. I'm done for the day on this To The Moon account. Gonna head to the gym, get a workout in. I might be even done for the week. I think I've exercised all my trades. When your account is less than 25K, you can only trade 3 times a week, day trade anyway. So We just brought this account from $200 on Monday, and what now we're at $500. We doubled it. It's a good, successful trade. Thanks for joining me. For whoever decided to join, and you're welcome back anytime. Till next time, peace.